07 Commanders, I'm Orbital Jeffo. Thank you for joining my channel once again. Today I'd like to talk to you about core mining. It's the next video in our mining series. I'm not going to go back over the equipment that I highlighted for you in my previous video. If you haven't already watched it, there's a link on your screen now. Please head over and check it out. It will go over the collector limpets, the prospector limpets, and the refinery, all which are required to core mine. Today I'm only going to be going over our core mining equipment. First, I'm going to start off in our utility mount section. I'm going to head right down here to the pulse wave analyzer. The pulse wave analyzer highlights asteroids that have special features. Special features could be cores, they could be subsurface deposits, which we'll cover in a future video, and they could be surface deposits, some of which you'll see today. Now, if I head to our hardpoint section, there's a couple items that we're going to need here. The first is our seismic charge launcher. Now, the seismic charge launcher is pretty self-explanatory. It's an explosive launcher that launches explosive charges into the fissures of a core asteroid. As soon as you have all of your charges placed, the charges will detonate simultaneously, breaking apart the asteroid for you to access its core. We're also going to need the Abrasion Blaster. Now, the Abrasion Blaster is basically a laser weapon which knocks off surface deposits of minerals on asteroids. These don't necessarily have to be within core asteroids, but you will need them to break off surface deposits that are on the inside of the broken pieces of a core asteroid. It is absolutely necessary to get the maximum yield from your core asteroid. Those three pieces of equipment are items that you're going to need in order to core mine today, in addition to the collector limpet, the prospector limpets, and the refinery. So 6 pieces of equipment that we're going to need to go out core mining today. Now, the first thing that I want to do when we drop into a ring and I've been scanned by pirates and they've headed out on their way is deploy my hard points, get out my pulse wave analyzer. The pulse wave analyzer is going to specifically identify asteroids that have features. Now, when you're using the pulse wave analyzer, you're looking for a very rich color. You're looking for something somewhat similar to this color. Now, there is a little bit of a technique that you're going to pick up as you gain experience core mining and identifying the asteroids that have cores. This one looks promising. It's a possibility. I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a prospector limpet. So we found our first core. There's a few things about this asteroid that I would like to point out to you. Now, I want you to take note of this shape. This is what I call the popcorn shape. This shape will not always be a core asteroid, but a core asteroid will always be this shape. Hopefully that makes sense to you. And I also want to point out something that is very helpful when identifying core asteroids. If you use your night vision, you can actually visualize the fissures on the asteroid easier. Specifically, notice the cracks underneath that icon there. Notice the cracks underneath that icon there. Night vision can kind of help identify those fissures. Fissures have 3 strength: low strength, medium strength, and high strength. It's a common misconception that the fissure strength correlates to the level of charge that you're going to place. This is somewhat true, but not perhaps in the way that you think. Basically, the fissure strength determines what bang for your buck that you're going to get with your explosive charges. Let me demonstrate here. Now, when using your seismic charge launcher, you're going to line up your charge and you're going to hold down the trigger key until you reach the level of charge that you want to place. As you can see, I've placed a high yield charge in a high strength fissure. Up on the top right of the screen, you see we have gone up on our graph. Our detonation yield is growing. We need that to be in that blue range. And that's where that bang for your buck that I mentioned before comes in. You can easily reach that blue band by using higher strength explosives in a lower strength fissure. There we go, that's placed. That's placed. I'm gonna place one. I think I'm gonna place one right over here. I'm gonna place a medium strength charge in this low strength fissure here. And we are right in that blue band range. All right, now you can see we are counting down. We have 30 seconds left until all of these different charges detonate simultaneously. I'm gonna go ahead and place some pips to my shields and we're gonna sit back and watch. You can manually detonate these charges by going to one in your context list and hitting detonate now. Also, if you've made a mistake, there's also a disarm option. Here we are. Occasionally you'll get this optimal yield range exceeded message when your optimal yield range was perfect. Pay no mind if you're getting 15 is the maximum you're going to be able to get. That is a perfect detonation. We got 11, so obviously we did not screw anything up. I'm gonna go ahead and get a few collectors working for us. And I'm also going to begin abrading these asteroids. And of course, limpets die deaths all the time. They run into things, they get squished by things. Once you hear a limpet has died, just go ahead, launch another one. I'm just going to navigate around this asteroid. We're gonna get all of these surface deposits abraded. We want every single one of these. The nice thing about core mining is that every single one of these that it picks up is 1 ton. Let's take a look over here at our inventory panel. We got 15 tons of void opals out of 1 asteroid. This is why core mining is lucrative. It is still lucrative. I encourage everyone to give core mining a try. There's just something satisfying about the way the asteroids break apart. There's something satisfying about the whole mini game of it all. Now you will notice one final thought. As you break apart icy asteroids, your ship does tend to kind of freeze in the cloud. That will not affect you. It will only affect your visibility. Do not worry about being frozen in the cloud. Now, folks, that is core mining. Pretty much the basics that you need to know to get out there and start trying it for yourself. I encourage you to do so right now. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you can make some good money at it. Until next time, I'm Orbital Jeffo. Thank you so much for joining me. Please consider liking or subscribing the video if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, 07 Commanders.